I'm the youngest, richest nigga. Turn my city up. I think we're good. Y'all saw the title, so let's just get right into this.
Nearly 80% of Americans now say that fast food is a luxury because it has become so expensive. And as a result, they're eating it.
It's a luxury to eat some fucking processed, not even real chicken, fucking chicken nuggets from McDonald's. Whew. Tough times, man.
Less often. That's stats from a Lending Tree survey done last year. And since then, it's only gotten worse.
Eating away from home is about 30% more expensive than it was in 2019. But now a lot of these restaurants realize they really just can't raise prices anymore. I think customers are at a breaking point.
The latest earnings report from McDonald's, Wendy's, Domino's, and even Chipotle revealed just how much consumers are pushing back against the cost of fast food today.
As surveys show, more than 60% of people saying they've been shocked by a fast food bill and are going less frequently.
It's crazy. Prices of food, restaurant is at all-time high, in my opinion.
Now, I've covered in the past why these fast food companies had begun panicking over their higher prices. It wasn't too hard to see that the current landscape was going to be more problematic for them.
The fast food value wars are showing no signs of slowing down in 2025. New offers, even drone deliveries, a response to win back bargain-hungry consumers fed up with sticker shock.
But since then,
Damn, bro. Hold on. Let's run that back, bro. That gotta be Photoshop, bro. That gotta be
bargain-hungry
Photoshop,
consumers fed up with sticker shock.
But since then, more to the story. But since
fed up with sticker shock.
Yeah, so let's say a Big Mac. Okay, just the sandwich is $8.29. But the meal with add a fries and a drink. Yeah, like some little fries and a little drink. Yeah, let's fucking more than double the price. Or really just exactly doubling the price almost. Quarter pounder with cheese, $17.99. That's the meal, of course. Quarter pounder with cheese bacon, $18.99. Quarter pounder deluxe. That seems like it could just be the same price. So I'm not too sure what the difference is. But yeah, no, that's insane, bro. Like, you used to go to McDonald's to actually, like, eat there because, you know, like, you're a brokey and it's cheap. And this is what we dealing with now? That's crazy. Even fast food inflated, bro.
But since then, more to the story has unfolded because it appears consumers have moved from complaining to finally no longer buying it. So in this video, we're going to unpack how years of price hikes and cost cutting have backfired against the fast food industry and why even the most loyal customers are now saying it's just not worth it anymore. McDonald's just reported its steepest US same-store sales drop of 3.6% in the first quarter of 2025. That drop is the worst in the US for McDonald's since the 8.7% plunge during the height of the COVID pandemic. Now, analysts had projected a decline of 1.7%, but obviously it came out to be much worse than expected. Same-store sales is a vital metric for companies with multiple locations because it filters out the growth from any potential new locations. So when comps are down, it means existing customers are spending less and or showing up less. As a result, it means locations that have been open for at least a year are making less money than they were last year. On the earnings call, the McDonald's CEO said that in the US, overall quick service restaurant industry traffic from the low-income consumer was down nearly double digits versus the prior year. He went on to say that unlike a few months ago, QSR traffic from middle-income consumers fell nearly as much, which was a clear indication that the economic pressure on traffic had broadened. And that's McDonald's. I mean, they're supposed to be recession-proof. Many investors view McDonald's as a defensive stock because they think even during tough times, people will still eat there because it's cheap, and after all, people need to eat. But that's the thing. It's obviously not cheap anymore.
I don't really understand the macro thing, David, because if the consumer is getting more cautious and consumer confidence is down, wouldn't that bode well for McDonald's, which is really focused on value meals and a cheaper alternative to other restaurants?
That's why it was such a crisis last year, because last year they were having their own recession before there was a threat of recession elsewhere. So the low-income consumer recession has been going on since basically the second quarter of last year, and McDonald's was suffering alongside of the worst of them. I mean, they were really really getting hit.
Their CEO admitted it wasn't just the low-income consumers pulling back, it was also the middle-income households too. Compared to other fast food companies, McDonald's has more low and middle-income diners. And even though high-income consumers are still dining out, their spending is not enough to offset the shrinking traffic from the lower-income cohorts. And this all comes during a time where they've been desperately trying to...
I mean, the question is, I guess, is why they keep continuously raising their prices. Is it because they have to pay their guys more? But at the end of the day, I mean, I guess it's just really seeing P&L sheets and seeing, like, really, like, as a whole, throughout America, how well McDonald's, like, is doing. Like, and what their profit margins are. We don't really have time to go through it right now, but I'm curious if someone could actually, you know, enlighten us all as to see if there's like an earnings report on like how much profit like McDonald's is really making every year. You know what I'm saying? I know like consumer spending is down really with the middle class and the lower income, which is affecting their overall margins, but there's no way that they're not still at least somewhat profitable.
Have a value menu and offer their $5 meal deal, but the damage is clearly showing. People aren't loving it. McDonald's isn't alone. Their competitor Wendy's is also feeling the squeeze. Their revenue and net income declined in the first quarter, and they cut their full year forecast after same-store sales in the US fell nearly 3%, which was also worse than expected. Wendy said that inflation pushed up the cost of supplies and labor. They also specifically called out households earning under $75,000 as the ones pulling away, which, let's be honest, is more than half of the country. So this isn't a niche issue, it's a reflection of the broader economic reality. In response to this waning demand, Wendy's is planning to run 100 days of summer promotion with menu items focused on value. We'll see how that turns out. There's also Domino's, where the trend is more subtle but still pretty telling. They posted a decline in same-store sales as well. Traffic to their restaurants slowed in February.
Or, I mean, it could be an economic thing, or maybe more people are just more hip that that they're getting fed some bullshit. You know, that could be a possibility. I don't know. But it could definitely be a possibility. Maybe people are just more hip that they're tired of being taxed for poison.
In March, as consumer sentiment weakened, mainly due to Trump's erratic trade policy, and as we now know, consumer sentiment has only gotten worse since then. But most importantly for Domino's, their delivery orders are dropping. Meanwhile, carryout is rising. Why? Well, because customers are doing the math. Delivery fees, tips, higher prices, it all adds up. People still want pizza, but they're not willing to pay the extra cost for convenience, and that's new. Their CFO said that their delivery business continues to be compact.
I don't know, just that setting right there, you know, this right here, like a Domino's delivery driver, like, I don't know, it just seems like such a thing in the past, like back when you actually used to get your pizzas fucking delivered and people would actually open the door and you didn't just leave it at the door, like, and then snap a photo, like some DoorDash shit. I don't know, man. That just was that was a wholesome moment. Let's just run that back.
People still want pizza, but they're not willing to pay the extra cost for convenience, and that's new. Their CFO said that their delivery business continues to be compacted by macro pressures that are impacting the low-income consumer. But interestingly, their CEO said that he doesn't think that the lower-income consumer is leaving Domino's. He thinks that they're just eating at home instead, which we'll talk about a little later on. Now, even Chipotle is feeling the shift too, which I know isn't seen as traditional fast food, at least not the same way McDonald's or Wendy's may be, but Chipotle has historically held up much better than some of these more traditional fast food places over the years. And I think this is just because the quality of the food is better and you can get your food faster than somewhere like McDonald's or Burger King. Now, Chipotle's same-store sales declined for the first time since 2020. Foot traffic was down across the board, and their executives said it plainly. The slowdown is happening in every demographic and in every region. Now, Chipotle is mostly a US-based company, and they are finally seeing consumers pull back. Their sales declined, but this was partially offset due to the higher check sizes, which, if you're unaware, Chipotle has raised prices about 6 different times since 2021. And they mentioned during the call that they would need to raise prices again if these current tariffs stay in effect.
We have pricing power at Chipotle that I believe is unparalleled. And we view that pricing power as an asset. And we can choose to spend that asset when we want to.
Now, I want to be clear. This is not just about price.
Let's watch this clown. Let's just watch this clown. I just hate people because This guy, it's just the act and the song and dance of things. Like, this guy can't just talk to us normally like I'm doing to you guys. You know, all cool, calm, collected, smooth. This is a CEO. Look how fucking. Just listen to this shit, bro, and see if it pisses you off.
Power at Chipotle that I believe is unparalleled. And we view that pricing power as an asset.
I'm just
we
selling.
can choose to spend that asset when we want to.
Now, I want to be clear, this is not just about price. It's also about how the entire experience has changed. And while I agree price is the predominant factor here, we also have to talk about how much worse the experience has gotten too. I'll be honest, I've tried using some of these apps to see if they're actually better than just walking in or using the drive-thru. These days, many of the value deals are locked behind using these companies' apps. I've probably tried using McDonald's app like 5 times over the past year or so. And every single time it's taken longer to get the food than if I were to just walk in or use the drive-thru. And I'm really not exaggerating this here. When you use their mobile app, you can choose 3 different ways to get your food. You can park and walk in, you can park and they'll bring it out to you, or you can just use the drive-thru and tell them your order number. It doesn't matter which one I pick. Every time it's been like 5 to 20 minutes to get the food. And this isn't during some insanely busy time at the restaurant, and it's also supposed to be fast food with notice of the order ahead of time. Now, for McDonald's, it doesn't really matter how far ahead you order your food because McDonald's will track your GPS and will only start making your food when you're within a mile or 2 of the store. You can override this feature and essentially tell McDonald's you're closer to the store so that they'll hopefully begin making it, or at least that's what's implied, but even that hasn't made a difference. And I know this is completely anecdotal, and you can certainly find similar complaints online. But as of now, there doesn't appear to be any official survey data or large-scale studies that could back up this kind of experience. Regardless, I also think it's far more inconvenient to have to use their app so you can get some semblance of a deal at a place like McDonald's. I think it's going to continue to be problematic for fast food places when the experience isn't just more expensive, it's also become more annoying. But I want to shift back to what all of this means for the fast food industry. In past economic downturns, fast food was generally one of the few winners. When people cut back, it's not that they stopped eating out entirely, they just traded down, from full-service restaurants to drive-through dollar menus. Fast food was always seen as this fallback. It might not have been glamorous, but it was there. Cheap, easy, and quick. This time, something is much different. Consumers aren't trading down to fast food. They're trading out of it entirely. They're going to the grocery store, cooking at home, or skipping meals altogether.
Well, I mean,
it doesn't appear to be
Oh, yeah, because that's your best bang for your buck right there, bro. Like, you can... Bro, like, $100 a week, $90, $70 a week, bro. You can feed yourself at a grocery store, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I think people are just... The jig is up. People are just seeing that... I don't know, maybe fucking they're just getting scammed all the fuck around. Or maybe people just are also seeing that everything they've ever been told was a fucking lie. And maybe, I don't know, people are also seeing that maybe they should just fucking do their own thing and just, you know, just spend that extra time to cook food to save some fucking money and to get a higher quality meal anyways. I don't know. Maybe people are just, I don't know, getting fucking smarter.
Eating healthier. It seems more like economic survival. And I know many of you will say, well, it's a good thing that Americans are eating less fast food. And I'm certainly not here to argue against that. What I'm pointing out is that what we're seeing are signs of consumers adjusting in some pretty meaningful ways. The shift isn't merely financial, it's also psychological. When fast food slowly becomes a luxury at a time when consumers are broadly worried about a recession, along with price increases across the board, I believe it signals a complete shift in late-stage capitalism. And that shift speaks volumes. When even fast food feels like a splurge, you know something deeper is going on. And even if the broader economic data doesn't show a full-blown recession yet, people are already...
That shit looks so nasty, bro. Like, honestly, I don't think people should pay a fucking dollar for that shit. That's my opinion, though.
Behaving like it's here. And it backs up my previous argument that this recession is going to look a whole lot different than 2008 or even 2020. But if you want to learn why exactly, well, I covered it in this video.
Yeah, so this is the average person in 2025. They got their bootstraps and they're burning. Yeah, so Oh, I guess what else is there to do now? Yeah, let's just check these comments. Let's see what it do. The quality is down. The service is terrible. The prices are up. It's like with everything. Women are the worst. Women are the worst they've ever been, but yet the price to get them or obtain them is up. I mean, that's just like the most. I guess that's just one of the best analogies that will spike people's emotions and stuff that I could say. But it's a triple play. Fast food is getting ridiculously expensive, right? The quality is going down, and employees visibly hate being there. It's not a good experience
going
at all.
up. People are already behaving like.
I used to be able to feed a family of 5 at McDonald's for $20. Now it costs $50. I can drop $50 on real food for everyone instead. Yeah, 100%, and it's just better for you. Consumerism stops working when people don't have money anymore. Yeah. Love the CEO of Chipotle standing in his gajillion-dollar house explaining why he needs to charge more. Yeah, I know. Like I'm saying, bro, like that shit just pissed me. I don't know. There's something about that shit just really pissed me the fuck off, man. I work at a small mom and pop, and around $10 gets a plate with a sandwich or burger, almost twice the size of a quarter pounder, topping included with fries and/or onion rings and coleslaw. And we're happy to see you. We are not hurting. Damn. So pretty much it's just American greed, because everybody all these companies just want to be the youngest, richest nigga, turn their city up. So let's end with this. Okay, let's put it this way. They went from $1 a double cheeseburger in 2015 at $3.50. That's a 350% increase in 10 years. That is not sustainable. Well,